our next comedian, guys. So I want everyone to give a warm welcome to BenEdwards.
Give yourself a round of applause real quick. That's great, man. That's great. Yeah, I've tried to make this like this with Jay.
Oh, thank you.
I got a nice seat tonight. We got Berta. Can you give a hand for Berta right here? He did a really hard job, pressing a few buttons. That's why Berta tonight. He's done such a great job. We're gonna pay him $0. And I came out with some music. I came out with a Michael Jackson song. Something I might have wanted tonight was a live performance. It occurred to me, we could not take out Michael Jackson for this one. But even if we could, we could not afford him. But maybe if we weren't taking to college, we might be able to afford him. Maybe he would do it for free if we weren't taking to college. Maybe he would do it for free if we were called to St. Vincent Elementary School. Jokes relevant in 2022. Apparently. Man, so we can restart this all right now. How are we doing tonight?
We're good, Ben.
I'm surprised you guys responded. Not a lot of people respond to nothing, Like just in life, Oftentimes my family doesn't respond to me, my friends don't respond to me. Most of all, them don't respond. And they hate talking, honestly. I'll talk to women sometimes when I'm like, hey, she'll sit back. She won't sit back nothing. And I'll say, how are you? You're really pretty. Again, But sometimes they do respond. Sometimes I'll say to a woman, hey, want to hang out? She'll say, no. Get the hell away from me, please. Yeah, Haiti. I was talking to a few of my friends about this problem one time. I was like, I can't take it anymore. That's a lie. I wasn't talking to a few of my friends. I was talking to one of my friends. My only friend. I said to my only friend, I said, Mom, I can't do this with you. I just hate me. I can hardly blame him. Look at me. I'm 5'6". I talk a little too good, and I have the nose that's the size of Texas and Florida combined. We really look at this thing. You can land a 747 on it and have room. And my ears comment real well. My ears, the guys doing this on the runway. Come on, everybody, lots of room. Come on, trust me, lots of fucking room. Yeah, it sucks. I was telling my mom this. She goes, honey, do you know what your problem is? She says to me, you don't know how to cook. That's what it is. It's not anything else wrong with me. It's not anything else. It's that I don't know how to cook. I can be tall, blonde, handsome, but no, if I don't know how to cook, I'm never gonna get laid. And I like to imagine there's like, a guy and a girl, standing around, and she stops and she goes, wait, do you know how to cook? And he goes, of course not. And she goes, oh yeah? What's the first ingredient in gnocchi soup? And he starts to panic. He's shaking a little bit. He's like, hold on. And he's starting to sweat. And the last chances of him getting laid are slipping out of his fingers. And he just panics and he goes, cheese! That's incorrect. Shit, get the hell out of here. No ass for you tonight. So what's he do? He goes home by himself. He cries, jerks off, and goes to sleep. You may say, that's a pretty bad night. That's a bad night, you might call that. I call that Tuesdays. So yeah, it's time for me to learn how to cook, And my mom, she says, you want to teach how to cook. And this is kind of the beginning of the first COVID lockdown. So a lot of people are trying new things. Some people are trying exercise, sewing, reading, drugs. And out of those 4 things, I really only like one. Big sewing guy right here. So yeah, my mom puts me through a dad can't cook. She whips me every single time I don't know the ingredients or the measurements to a recipe. And it's finally my time to cook for my parents. Just to my parents. I haven't mentioned my dad at all yet. Okay, my dad's an interesting character, quite like me. And my dad, he's than man. He doesn't really talk very good. You know, it's a lot of interactions. You know, as a child, I always say to him, "Hi, Dad," and he'd say, "I love you, Dad." "How's your day at work today, Dad?" "Watch your language, Dad." It's not that real. Yeah, it's time for me to cook my parents. I make this tiki masala and curry. You know? And I make everything perfectly. I get the rice good, the roasted vegetables, the chicken, the sauce, the pita bread. I make my parents put them down for my mother. Put down for my mother. Thank you. Put down for my father. All right, guys, like, tell me how I like them. My dad starts eating it. He's thinking. He goes, tastes like shit. Now that makes me upset. I'm like, man, Dad, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. He goes, what? I go, I'm sorry you didn't like my food. He goes, who the hell said I didn't like it? Yeah, my dad likes shit. It's gonna be a long night. Yeah. But it's okay, you know. And I was really disappointed when my dad didn't like the food, though, because I haven't mentioned this, but there's a huge void in my life for making my parents proud, you know. Because I'm a disappointment, you know. That's not a joke, you know. I'm not a disappointment how some people out here might be. Oh, I'm such a disappointment in a cool, quirky way. They go, I'm such a disappointment with my, you know, with my 3.5 GPA, and my pretty face, and my job. You know? Oh, I'm a disappointment. Okay, I'm the youngest of 4 siblings. My oldest sister, she went to Carnegie Mellon University on a full ride. She works in DC now. My second oldest sister, in 1 month and a day, she's going to graduate with her doctorate from Hallick University. And then my brother, who's a few years older than me, he also went to Carnegie University, also on a full ride, and he's going to go to graduate school next year to get his master's in statistics. Then there's me. I'm doing stand-up at St. College. Big fucking drop. And you know, I got something that none of them did. I got something I'm all for you. I got accepted to St. College. None of them did. Granted, they did not apply. They were kind of shooing a little higher than that. That's all right though, you know. My parents did pretty good. 3 out of 4. It's not bad. And you know, I think it's my parents raised us really well. My dad raised us well. He really implemented things into our lives that were important to him. And one of those things were voting. You know, November 2nd. I don't know if people here vote. My dad thinks it's really important to vote. I vote. It's okay if you don't. I don't judge. And it's November 2nd this past year. I'm like, all right, gotta go home to vote. It's local elections. You know, I don't know who any of my local politicians are because what I look like. Okay. And so I'm walking to the polling station. There's one thing I want to know. There's one thing I want to do when I vote locally. Okay. I just want to write in George Benedict for school board. That's my neighbor. I'm walking in, and there's a guy there just handing out papers that says "Vote for Dave Trout for school board," and no other information. Just a name. Just asking me for a favor. There's nothing else. There's nothing else like, hey, I'm Dave Trout. I'm a Democrat, Republican, whatever. I like puppies, and I hate this demographic of people. These are important things to know when you're voting. You know? And also, there's nothing there. Just ask me to do a favor. Like, hey, pal, here you go. Vote for me. It's like there's no. What am I going to get? I'm certainly not going to get the purposeful, something over a politician. No. Okay, see, I'm a big, like, you get something, I get something kind of guy, you know? Like, if I'm walking home one day, and a crackhead crawls out of the dumpster and goes, hey, can I get some money? Guess what? He's going to get $10. I'm going to get fucking dick sucked. Choose up to 5 write-ins, and I don't know any of this shit. I did not study for a 60-point multiple choice. I'm not ready for this. I'm voting. I start filling in blanks. I'm like, let's be diverse. I don't know these people. You know, okay, Democrat, Republican, Green Party, Democrat, Republican, Communist, whatever. Whatever, I'll vote anybody. So I finally finished. I'm like, oh, jeez, that was some hard work. And of course, what do you do when you're in 3rd grade and you don't know if there's anything on the back? You gotta always look on the back. I thought there's something on the back. And that killed me because it's just about ready to be done. On the back, there's a list of judges. Okay, I don't know how judges work. It's either vote for them to continue the term or if you don't want them to continue the term. And And there's a list of people, and there's like Nancy Chairman, whatever, John Davies, whatever. Yeah, I vote for this person, because I don't know these people. Because you shouldn't know your judges. Probably means they're doing a good job. And I put yes, I get to the bottom. And this person's name is Mark Manor. I look at that name. It's not looking pretty to me. Should I go fuck this guy, Mark Manor? I don't know. No, I don't want you to continue to turn me. I don't know. What did you do? Who cares? But I turned it in. It's all good. I'm like, sweet. I go home. I talk to my mother about it. She's like, oh yeah, like who'd you vote for this person? Yeah, I voted for that person. We kind of talked a little bit. She goes, oh, I'm the judge. I'm like, well, I didn't know anybody, so I voted yes for everybody except for Matthew Manor, or no, Mark Manor. And then I talked to her. She's like, oh, you only voted no for Matthew Manor? I'm like, yeah, I only voted for no Matthew Manor. She goes, so you voted yes for David Sealing? I was like, yeah, I voted yes for David Sealing. Who's David Sealing? She goes, you don't know David Sealing? No, I don't know David Sealing. Who the hell is David Sealing? She goes, you don't know David Sealing? No, Mom, I don't know who David Sealing is. She goes, David Sealing, he's the judge. He's the judge who killed his wife. Damn. I just didn't, Mom, I didn't know that. Glad I voted for him. It's okay. Politics was kind of funny, don't you think? They don't really, they don't make the decisions, I don't think. It's all like the donors, right? I can't blame a politician for, they get $1 million so somebody could go, hey, vote yes in this bill. Cannot blame them for that. $1 million. It's like if you ask me, hey, $10, go run around campus with your pants off. You're gonna think about it. That's $10, I'd probably do anything for $20. Just kidding. I would not suck dick for $20. No, but I would suck dick for $50. That's my next point, okay? If you're out there lonely, got a little extra cash laying around. Yeah, politics, man. I was talking to a friend the other day about politics, and hey, politicians, man, they're the worst. They're the worst. Yeah, they are, He says, man, we just need one guy, man, like one guy to run it, man. They got a fine look, he's a good public speaker, and really puts the people causing the problems in their place. I'm like, hey, that sounds great. Did you just describe Adolf Hitler? It sounds like you just described Adolf Hitler. I mean, look, he said one guy, iconic look, public speaker, nice. Puts the people causing the problems in their places. I mean, come on. That's bad, that's really bad, Yeah, it was a weird time, those 1940s. But, I mentioned my dad was a real weird guy, I can't blame him. His parents were really fucking old, My grandpa actually fought in World War II, so, he was born in 1927, super old. My grandma born in 1930, also super old. And, so that really affected the way that my dad was brought up. My dad was the youngest of 13 children. So yeah, he was a little weird, He was always taught, don't waste anything. My grandparents, they grew up in the Depression. They did not like to waste anything. They don't like to wake up. They did not like to waste food, clothing, containers, and 13 kids, they did not like to waste cum. God bless my grandparents, they're both dead now, And, it was not a joke. I remember the day my grandma died, and it was just a few years ago, right before COVID lockdown and everything. Oh my grandma died. I'm the youngest of 46 grandchildren that she had, and there's 55 great grandchildren. So she had 101 grandchildren altogether the day she died. And so I'm the youngest of grandchildren, so I like to imagine myself as and she was in the hospital for a few months, so we kind of got told, hey, this is it. So I walk in the room. Hey, Grandma, how are you? First off, don't question. You're not doing well. She's at, and she goes, who the fuck are you? inside, and then she pops up. She goes, "I'm just fucking with you." It's not the time. Don't fuck with me. Like, is this even a joke? Are you really dying? Yes, we did that too late. Days later, so that was not a joke. You know, there's something that follows, death. And I'll tell you, youngest of 46 grandchildren, it's not a will. It's a funeral. And look, big family, people. My grandma, there's gonna be a lot of people there. My grandma, she lived in the town. She lived in for 80 years. She was involved in the community, all that. So I knew this shit was gonna be fun. I might text my boys and told them my phone the day after she died. Like, we'll slide my grandma's funeral. This shit's gonna be a movie. It was. That shit was fun as fuck. There were some interesting things about it. It wasn't all fun, trust me, But it was weird, There was some weird things that happened, I remember it was the first day of funeral. It was the 3-day funeral, and so we're seeing the caskets for the first time. Very emotional thing, And the original 13 children were out, oldest to the youngest family. So me and my father were in the back with the rest of our family, and at a funeral. I was getting dry up here, But at a funeral, there's a slideshow with the person who died with family members and some of their favorite music. And my grandma was from the 1930s, and so this was playing while we're seeing the casket the first time. So the music's a little too loud. What's going on? And my Aunt Rosie's up there bawling her eyes out the casket. And, the music's just in the back. Dum 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 dum. I'm kind of dancing to it. I'm like, grandma's dead. And my parents weren't a big fan of that. But that was one of the weird things that happened. Another weird thing happened. I have a lot of cousins that kind of go around a lot. I saw my one cousin Johnny for the first time. Johnny fucked off with me about 7 years ago. Never saw him. You know what I mean? So I see him first day of the funeral. He goes, I see him. I kind of go, Johnny, how are you? He goes, Dylan. I didn't want to ruin the moment, so I was like, hey, how are you, man? I didn't want to ruin the moment. Shit happens, I got a lot of cousins, What is cousins about? It's like Social Security here pretty soon. There's a big age difference between us. Yeah, a lot of interesting things with my grandma's funeral. I forgot where I was at, guys. It's a long set. Give me a little leeway here. This is awkward. Interesting funeral. Not only fun funeral, Fun is in funeral, if you want to go. And I went to another funeral one time. First, before I tell the story, I gotta mention something. When I was growing up across the street, there's a guy who lived there, His name was Steve, Funniest guy I ever met. He lived in his mother's basement. His mother, big fucking time when she was great, Like the best fucking Boston was ever. And, Steve just stand up, but he was actually funny. And Steve he was so funny. He went on this it was like a cruise, like a competition for stand-up. And they won $20,000. So this would be great if he won, right? He won the cruise, and my God, he won $20,000. People was like, and his mom hated living with him. And was like, oh, Steve, this is great. You can move out of your mom's house, you can invest, you can do so much with this money. And granted, I did not mention he was a heroin addict. He was dead within a week. Bad combination. Spent every last penny on drugs. Mother saw none of it. And I got him a funeral, And this big Italian woman, his mother, was destined to not have this be a bad funeral. She wanted to have fun. Italians are nuts, And she made pasta and meatballs the whole funeral. And this garlic bread. You can smell the garlic bread. Blocks down the street, And I walk in, me and my brother were there. And my parents always went to the casket to say their condolences. And me and my brother, we walked up to Mrs. Oh, miss, this is so sad. Your son, And she, we go, Mrs., this is so sorry. I'm so sorry. This is awful. He goes, she looks at the casket. She goes, yeah, he's dead. At least he's at my fucking house, though. Asshole. Did you boys get some pasta yet? And guess what? We did get pasta. That shit was fucking good. Italians are nuts, man. Italians are crazy. You ever, Italians, they think they're cool, like they have some +5 attributes on fighting and toughness. Because a few guys made a few movies about a few Italians. Italians are nuts. You ever talk to an Italian, after they watch one of those movies like The Sopranos, a show like The Sopranos, or a movie like The Godfather, and you walk around and you go, oh, hey, Leo. And he goes, how you doing? Leo, why are you talking like that? Fuck you, me talking like that. I talk like this all the time, fucking asshole. So fuck yourself. Where's your fucking respect? I know you don't talk like that, I'll tell you the bullshitters, man. They ever talk Italian, they go, yeah, man, don't fuck with us, man. I got a fucking distant uncle and mom. Dude. He goes, yeah, my fucking dad said so. It's like, your dad said so? Yeah. I made his dick. No, you don't. My dad said so. No. Yeah, man. Every time family goes, they go, yeah, man. My Way by Frank Sinatra. That's my family's fucking song. I love Sinatra, man. I love all the Sinatra songs. These are the deep cuts. Yeah, like what kind of songs? Like what kind of deep cuts? There's fucking My Way. There's Fly Me to the Moon. And there's Jingle Bells. Every family goes, yeah, man. That's My Way is my fucking family song. That's not every time family song. Every time family in the history of time is where yeah, man, fucking love it, My Way, man. That's equivalent to saying My Way is my family, this is song, my Italian family song. That's equivalent to, there's the neighborhood whore, You get to her, you're the last one. And you're like, yeah, man, that's my fucking bitch. She knows what the fuck I said. You see her at the gas station, hey, whore. Yeah, she knows, boy, she knows what the fuck I want. You look back, where'd she go? Sucking dick at pump 5. Damn. Times are nuts. I got one more story for you, It's a little bit for the ladies, a little for the ladies. Kind of Chris says, like, gender equality. I'm all about women empowerment. I'm also single. And, there I'm hanging out with a couple of my friends, and one of my friends' girlfriends there, and we're all like, man, let's do something. Let's go to Goodwill. And everyone's like, yeah, this is great, let's go to Goodwill. And except for my one buddy with the girlfriend, he's like, I don't want to go to Goodwill. All right, we're going to go anyways. And my buddy's girlfriend was like, all right, I'm going to go see him. And he goes, no, you're not. And she goes, why? No, I'm going to go. He goes, no, you're not going to. You stay here. I don't want you to go. Because obviously, any man, you would not want your buddy's girlfriend, or your girlfriend to be any of your buddies. That's a nightmare to them hanging out together, It's like, anybody in the crowd who got a girlfriend, imagine your girlfriend was your best friend. Shit's ass. Yeah, And so he goes, no, we're not going. She goes, no, man, fuck it, I'm gonna go. He goes, yeah? You don't go? No cuddles tonight. She goes, no! Oh, damn, alright, bye guys, he got the girlfriend goes, what are you doing? She's like, I can't go, and I'm no cuddles tonight. Which first off, there's a few things I have to say about that one. Physical affection one night, you'll be okay. I've been going without it for years. And two, do you not know the power you have over this man? If he looks at you, he says, yeah, if you go, no cuddles tonight, you look at him right back, you go, no fucking pussy for a week. You see that'll separate the men from the boys, Men, just like Italians, are bullshitters. Okay? And he walks back in, she goes, we're going. He goes, no. If you go, no cuddles. She goes, yeah, no pussy for a fucking week. And he gets down on his knees, he goes, no! Please, I'm sorry. He starts shaking. Tears roll down his eyes. Please, I'm sorry. And yeah, go. You should have seen this motherfucker going to go up, man. He was going to go like it was fucking Macklemore. Fucking dancing along. And he goes like, yeah, you could dickhead for fucking with their relationship. I don't think that. It's great. They broke up a week later. Yes. That's all I got tonight, guys.